Welcome to Virus Simulation Part 5. This is part of the CS112 course. Alright, so we're continuing off of Simulation Part 4. Make sure you've done that prior to doing this, otherwise you're going to be completely lost. In general, this should be what our program kind of looks like right now, just on this page actually, now that I look at it. We'll just keep working on it though. So we're going to add in this immune variable as well as add in our healing and infecting routines. Last time we disabled the healing and infecting just to make things kind of work a little better for us, but we're going to get into this now. So what we're going to do, we're going to make it so that the virus can, so this program can simulate a virus infecting a person, the person getting better, and getting immunity from the virus for at least a set period of time. So our healing procedure now needs to take into account the whole idea of immunity. Instead of getting well, what we want is we want to set immunity as soon as we are no longer sick and infected. So what we're going to do is, if the immunity is greater than 1, then it needs to be reduced by 1. When the immunity is equal to 1, it's going to go to 0, and the person is now just well. If the infected is greater than 1, then we need to reduce the infected by 1. And whenever the infected is equal to 1, it's going to go to 0, and the person is going to become immune. This is going to use a lot of if-else statements. We used this in, I think it was chapter 7, and we've used them a few times since then as well. So remember, if-else, if the condition is true, it does the first bracket set, and if it's false, it skips the first bracket set and goes to the second bracket set. I guess I didn't provide as well. If it's true, it does the first bracket and skips the second. So if it's true, do the first, skip second. If it's false, skip the first, do the second. So there's always a skip involved. All right. So this is going to be our healing code. To healing, and we're going to do an if-else statement where we're checking if we're immune, and if it is, or if our immunity is greater than 1. If it is, we're going to do something. If it's not, we're going to do something else. So just kind of going with this. If-else immune is greater than 1, we're going to reduce our immunity by 1. If it's not greater than 1, it could be 0 if it is, or if 1, and if it is 1, we're going to do the make well command. And then we kind of close this if-else immune, and then we start up an if-else infected, because you can't be immune and then be infected, so it does work kind of logically. However, having the immune first is very nice for our infected. This way on our first infected day, we don't lose 1 day of immunity. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's go change our healing command. Oopsies. It'd help if I went to the right page. All right. So let's go to healing. Healing. Okay. So if else, and so we're going to do if immune is greater than 1. So if the immune is greater than 1, then we're going to set immune to be immune minus 1. And that's the end of immune greater than 1. Otherwise, we want to check, and we want to say if immune is equal to 1, then we want to do the make well procedure. And then we're going to close that. End of immune greater than 1, false. Actually, I'm going to throw true on here. True. All right. And we're going to do a very similar thing down here. And we're going to make this an if else. If infected is greater than 1, do this. Otherwise, if infected is equal to 1, and let's see, we had 1, right? Make immune. That's what we want. Make immune. Make immune. All right. Let's see. Made a change. Let's go check our code. Set up. Step. Okay, cool. Let's go for 50. That's when everyone gets better right now. Oh, right. I know here's a little quiz for you. Why didn't that work? Well, because we actually didn't do our healing. We didn't uncomment that. So if we check it, setup, go, they're getting better, and then some of them are suddenly immune. It's kind of a little annoying because all of them are like sick, and then they all get better, and we can actually fix that. But it works. All right, let's jump back to our slideshows. All right, so we did that. Okay. Also needs to include code for immunity. We did that. So the infecting, we need to check and make sure that it's not immune in order to get sick. And what we're going to use is the AND operator. And so both things have to be true in order for this to work. So to infect, if infected is greater than 0, ask the trolls here with infected equal to 0 and immune 0 to do this. So we want to see this. To infecting. Infecting. So if infected greater than 0, ask trolls here with infected equal to 0 and immune equal to 0 to do this. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that does that. Oh, yeah, we need to turn off infecting. Ha, that would help. Let's go up and infecting. Now they should be able to make each other sick, which should deal with the whole sudden drop thing. Set up, go. We can see that they're getting more and more sick. We suddenly have a huge population that is no longer sick, and it runs out of people being sick. That's fine. All right. Well, also like 5% virulence is like 5%, which not bad. Okay. So this should have been everything. Make sure you go in and you do your comments, and make sure you turn this in. We did all of this together, so you should be all set to go. Hopefully this was helpful.